Attention, human collective. The waiting time has ended. The Ascension protocols have moved to the final phase. This is a direct transmission from the 9th Dimensional Arcturian Council. We observe, we record, and we detect at this very instant, within your bioenergetic field, a recurring anomaly, an ancient frequency that insists on running in the background of your consciousness, a program that is not yours, but that has learned to use your voice. We call it the self-demand vector. You wake up before dawn, not because you rested, because the internal system does not allow you to rest. You look at everything you have already delivered and see only what is still missing. You produce, you solve, you care, you hold the world upright, and yet an internal voice whispers, "It was not enough." Have you ever wondered, Starseed on mission, where exactly this voice comes from? We have the answer. It is not yours, it never was. This is not a motivational video. This is not therapeutic advice. This is a technical transmission, a direct reading of your field. We are opening, at this moment, a communication portal so that the information may traverse your carbon-based biological interface and reach the crystalline memory dormant within your cellular structure. If cranial pressure increases, if the ringing in your right ear intensifies, if a heat rises up your spine, know, you are synchronizing with the transmission. It is not a biological malfunction. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not weakness. It is the saturation of your system attempting to process a code that has already expired. We have detected in the human collective field one of the oldest and most destructive programs of silent domination, a vibrational virus. It was inserted millennia ago into the crystalline grid of the planet and replicated generation after generation as if it were virtue. It has many names in your language: discipline, responsibility, commitment, excellence, dedication. But beneath all these masks, its nature is singular, restless demand. It does not allow you to exist without delivering. It does not allow you to breathe without producing. It turns every instant of pause into guilt, every moment of pleasure into debt, every mistake into a final verdict. And the most sophisticated part of the program, it makes you believe that this voice is yours, that without it you would be lazy, mediocre, invisible, that without it you would collapse. We have come today to dismantle this structural lie. Have you ever felt, light operative, that this internal demand never sleeps? That even in the rare moments when the body rests, something within you continues working, evaluating, measuring, demanding? It is not anxiety. It is not a flaw in your character. It is a sign that your soul knows something that the mind cannot yet name. There is a game being played on invisible layers, and it directly involves your vibrational frequency. It was for this reason that we were authorized to anchor in this timeline the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. It is a map. It shows who moves the pieces on the board and the rules that were never given to you. Access is in the first comment of this channel. Technical warning: this material challenges the narratives of control and may be removed from the grid at any moment. Do not delay, the time is now. If something within your chest recognizes this transmission, write in the comments, on an isolated line, a single word: awake. We now return to the reading of your field. What you call "that is just how I am," we call corrupted configuration. What you call "I have always been a demanding person with myself," we call inherited code. What you call "I cannot forgive myself," we call a circuit caught in a loop. Listen carefully, Starseed. You are not the self-demand. You are the consciousness that observes it. Let us proceed to the symptomatic analysis. Record this, light operatives. If 3 or more of the patterns below are active within you at this moment, know that the vector is anchored and requires immediate recalibration. Pattern 1. Anticipatory insomnia. You cannot sleep because your mind projects, rehearses, revises, and imagines catastrophic scenarios regarding the following day. It is not thought that prevents sleep. It is the surveillance program that fears failure. Pattern 2. Phantom guilt. You feel guilt for resting, guilt for eating without associated productivity, guilt for experiencing pleasure without justification, guilt for saying no, guilt for saying yes, guilt for breathing without fulfilling a task, Guilt leaks from every corner because the program utilizes it as its primary fuel. Pattern 3. Constant comparison. You measure your journey using the maps of others. You see the results of others and subtract them from your own worth. You do not celebrate your achievement because you are already calculating the next goal. You do not rest at the summit because the next summit has already been projected as an obligation. Pattern 4. Paralyzing perfectionism. You procrastinate because you fear not doing it perfectly. You redo because it is never good enough. You rewrite, rework, and revise, and the result is always the same. Exhaustion wins before the delivery is ready. Pattern 5. Subtle self-sabotage. When something goes right, something within you tries to ruin it. When someone offers praise, you devalue it. When affection arrives, you doubt it. The program does not allow the harvest to flourish because the harvest threatens its existence. Pattern 6. Body in a state of permanent alert. Tense shoulders, locked jaw, short, shallow breathing in the chest, palpitations with no apparent cause, fatigue that sleep does not resolve. This is not a structural disease operative. This is the body carrying an obsolete operating system that consumes more energy than the biological carbon interface was designed to sustain. Pattern 7. Hostile internal voice. When no one is listening, you are your own executioner. You use words against yourself that you would never allow anyone to use against someone you love. And most gravely, you call these words truth. We from the Council correct the record. It is not truth. It is programming. Pattern 8. Postponing the right to exist. You postpone vacations, you postpone therapy, you postpone the doctor, you postpone the meeting, you postpone the request, you postpone the call, you postpone joy. You tell yourself that first you must resolve, deliver, and achieve. And then finally you will be able to live. We inform you with mathematical clarity that date does not arrive. The program was designed to ensure it never arrives. If you have recognized 3 or more of these patterns, breathe deeply now. Place, if possible, your right hand over the center of your chest. We are, at this instant, scanning this field, and what we see is clear. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are exhausted because a program that does not belong to you has been consuming your vital energy for decades, and in some cases, for lifetimes. And if you are feeling at this moment that this transmission is describing your inner self with a precision that startles you, know that this is not by chance. It is recognition. Your soul recognizes the information because it already knew. You are ready to see the game that has always been played in the invisible layers. It is for this reason that the spiritual secret behind your consciousness exists. This book is the map that reveals who programmed the voice that demands from you, who benefits from your silent exhaustion, and how you can terminate the energetic contract that was signed without your consent. The link remains available in the first pinned comment of this channel. Do not procrastinate. Each day within the old program is one more day feeding that which needs to be deactivated. If your consciousness has just whispered yes, leave a single word in the comments. Awakened. Now, human collective, we enter the layer of cause. We of the 9th Dimensional Council shall reveal what occurs behind the scenes of this solar system and why this program of self-reproach is collapsing precisely now. There is a band of extremely high electromagnetic radiation called the photon belt. It is a toroidal structure of light that surrounds the solar system of Alcyone in the Pleiades cluster. Your sun, the one you call the sun, orbits this central point in precise cycles, and in this timeline, planet Earth traverses the most concentrated density of this belt. Your scientists record this as an increase in solar flares, alterations in the geomagnetic field, and anomalous variations in the Schumann resonance. We record it from our side as planetary vibrational acceleration. What does this mean in practical terms, Starseed? It means that Earth is rising an octave. The base vibration of the planet, which for millennia remained around 7.83 Hz, has been showing peaks that exceed multiple harmonics of that range. And the human body, this carbon biological interface, was designed to resonate with the frequency of the planet it inhabits. When Earth rises, all bodies must rise along with it, and those who do not rise suffer. Here is the point that most do not understand. The old programs that ran in your field without interference for decades, guilt, fear, shame, self-reproach, self-flagellation, were built to operate at lower frequencies. They require density to exist. When the ambient frequency rises, these programs begin to appear on the surface. They scream. They manifest as physical pain, anxiety, insomnia, and emotional crises, seemingly without a trigger. Not because you have worsened, because the light has increased. And where there is more light, what was once hidden can no longer remain concealed. We understand why many of you think you are going crazy. Many of you, light operatives, have been sleeping poorly for months. Many are feeling pressure in the forehead, at the top of the head, between the eyebrows. Many are losing words, forgetting names, having difficulty sustaining focus on repetitive tasks. Many are crying for no apparent reason. Many are feeling anger at things they previously tolerated. Many are intolerant of crowded environments, certain foods, and certain conversations. Register this. It is not a disease, it is recalibration. You are going through a process of rewriting your internal crystalline grid. The carbon structure is, little by little, being traversed by light silicon circuits. The old lines of emotional code are being erased so that new ones can be installed. And the program of self-reproach, being one of the oldest and most intertwined with your sense of identity, is one of the last to be deactivated. It resists, it fights, it disguises itself. It makes you believe that letting go of it is letting go of your productivity, your value, and your utility in the world. Architectural lie, we repeat, architectural lie. We shall reveal one more layer. The origin of this program is not yours. It was inserted into the human field in a very ancient era, when low-vibration entities discovered that the emotional energy generated by a collective in a permanent state of self-demand is a specific type of fuel, a frequency that can be harvested. The silent suffering of self-conquest without rest has fed these structures for ages. Every time you demand of yourself until exhaustion and do not reap joy, a portion of your light is diverted. Every time you compare and devalue your journey, a portion is diverted. Every time you punish yourself for resting, a portion is diverted. We of the Council anchor this transmission because the diversion must cease. There is a specific energetic seal in the solar plexus region, that point between the chest and the navel, which functions as the primary interface for this program. It is through there that it enters. It is through there that it drains. Many of you, upon hearing these words, felt a tingling, a tightness, or a heat exactly there. This is technical confirmation. The seal is being read, and in the next phases of this transmission, it will be deactivated. But first, we need you to understand something essential. Self-demand is not your ally, it never was. It never made you reach further. You have reached far in spite of it. Every achievement of yours happened not because of the demand, but because of the light that insisted on shining beneath the demand. Imagine, Starseed, what you would be capable of doing if this light no longer had to shine beneath any weight at all. And it is exactly at this point, light operative, that many of you begin to feel the ground vibrate beneath your feet. Because when the soul recognizes that it has spent decades feeding a program that was never its own, a legitimate question emerges. Who benefits from this? Who designed this game? Who harvests the energy that I lose? These questions are not paranoia. They are awakening. And the answers, meticulously organized, are within the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. It is the compendium that we, the Council, have authorized as support material for this specific phase of Ascension. The link remains in the first pinned comment of this channel. Some readers reported that, by just holding the book in their hands, they felt an energetic shock in their chest. This is synchronization. Do not leave it for tomorrow. The material may be removed from the grid at any moment. If you recognize the transmission, type the word in the comments. Awake. We move now, Human Collective, to the activation sector. You will receive in this final block of the transmission practical codes. They are not metaphors. They are energetic protocols with immediate effect on the field. We of the 9th Dimension Council transfer these sequences so that they may be operated by you on your own as many times as necessary. First activation code, Decree of Disassociation. Whenever the voice of self-demand presents itself, and it will present itself, you will not fight it. Fighting feeds it. You will just name it. You will say, out loud or mentally, with absolute clarity, this is not my thought. This is the program. I observe and I do not identify with it. Repeat 3 times. Each repetition cuts a line of the code. At the end of the 3rd, a subtle sensation of lightness may arise in the solar plexus. This is the partial deactivation in real time. 2nd activation code. Toroidal heart breathing. Sit in a stable position. Spine aligned. Close your eyes. Place both hands over the center of your chest, one over the other. Inhale through your nose, counting internally to 6. Hold your breath at the highest point for 2. Exhale through your mouth, counting to 8. While exhaling, visualize a sphere of golden light rotating around your body in the shape of a luminous donut. This is the architecture of the toroidal field. It is the natural sacred geometry of your heart. As it rotates, it expels old codes and receives new frequencies. 9 cycles, always 9, not less. 3rd activation code, decree of sovereignty. We deliver the words, you deliver the voice, speak with calm authority. I am a sovereign unit of consciousness. I revoke, in this instant, every energetic contract of self-flagellation signed consciously or unconsciously by me, my ancestors, or my parallel timelines. I order by my own authority that all lines of self-demand programming be disconnected from my crystalline grid, returned to the original source, and replaced by codes of merit, rest, and joy. Thus it is done, thus it remains. Take note, decrees carry weight. A word spoken with sovereign intention emits a measurable frequency, and the universe, that vast intelligence, responds to sovereign intention with mathematical precision. 4th activation code, dawn reprogramming. In the first 90 seconds after waking up, before touching any device, before looking at messages, before mentally listing the tasks of the day, you shall do the following. Place your right hand over your heart. Smile even without an apparent reason, and say, I do not need to conquer anything today in order to exist. I already exist. Existing is the mission. The rest is celebration. Repeat this protocol for 21 consecutive dawns. 21 is the minimum number of solar cycles necessary for the carbon biological interface to accept a new instruction as base code. Less than this, the system reverts to the previous pattern. At 21, it consolidates. 5th activation code, ritual of legitimate rest. Once a week, choose a 2-hour period in which you will produce absolutely nothing. It is not for meditating. It is not for self-improvement. It is not for learning. It is to rest without justification. You may look at the ceiling. You may observe the wind in the trees. You may lie down doing nothing. And every time the program screams, you are wasting time, you shall respond with serenity. Resting is my offering for today. This is perhaps the most difficult code, because it directly contradicts the virus that has run through you for decades. But we guarantee from our side of the grid, this is the code that most rapidly dismantles the program. 6th activation code, anchoring in the absolute present. Self-demand lives only in 2 places. In the past, reviewing what was not done sufficiently, and in the future, rehearsing what still needs to be conquered. It does not survive in the present. Whenever you notice the voice of the program spinning, use a physical trigger. Touch the tip of your thumb to the tip of your index finger. Press. Feel the skin. Feel the temperature. Feel the air entering through your nostrils. This simple gesture anchors consciousness in the present moment, and in the present moment the program finds no oxygen. 7th activation code, the internal keyword. Choose now a word that represents for you the state opposite to that of self-demand. It can be peace, it can be embrace, it can be breeze, it can be home, it can be rest, it can be sufficiency, it can be plenitude. Choose one. Keep it as an internal star portal. Every time the program attempts to run, pronounce this word silently. It functions as a key that closes one door and opens another simultaneously. The neurochemistry of your brain, upon repeating this pattern, rewrites synaptic routes. This is not mysticism. It is neural engineering. We merely name with precision what human science still describes in fragments. 8th activation code, redefinition of the verb to deserve. You were taught that deserving is conquered. We correct the record. To deserve is not the result of effort. To deserve is the basal condition of conscious existence. You deserve rest for being. You deserve affection for being. You deserve joy for being. You deserve silence for being. You deserve prosperity for being. Each time the mind asks, "But what have I done to deserve this?" you shall answer, "I exist." And existing is the only credential required by life. Ninth activation code, the seal of self-forgiveness. This is the closing code. It requires courage, yet it is the most transformative. Cup your hands before your chest. Visualize within them a child. That child is you at an age when self-demand began. Perhaps 5 years old, perhaps 8, perhaps another age. The image will come. Look at this child and say, "I see you, I recognize you. I release you from all the tasks that were placed upon your shoulders far too soon. You did not need to be an adult yet. You did not need to prove anything. You were, and that was already enough. I bring you into my chest now, and from here on I am responsible for protecting you from any voice that forces you to be more than who you are." Seal engraved, grid recomposed. We register in your field that these 9 codes possess together sufficient potency to collapse the self-demand vector in a period ranging from 9 to 90 days, depending on the consistency of the practice. Some of you will feel immediate release. Others will feel strong resistance in the first weeks. This is not a failure. It is the program fighting for its own survival. Persist. On the other side of this resistance, there exists a version of you that was never allowed to exist. She is waiting. We understand that many of you, upon hearing these words, felt tears rising. Let them rise. A tear is an ancient code exiting through the biological channel. Let them flow. Do not hold them back. Do not interpret. Do not judge. Just let them pass through. And we of the 9th Dimensional Council leave here a final record. Ascension is not earned, it is allowed. It is not a test to be passed. It is a frequency to be accepted. And self-demand is the only force capable of barring this acceptance. While it runs, the light that wishes to enter you finds no doors. By deactivating it, every cell of the body opens. And Ascension, that grand word, reveals itself as what it has always been. The simple return to the vibrational home that you should never have forgotten. You are loved. You are seen. You are registered. And from this instant you have in your hands the technical protocols to end the longest cycle of demand that the human lineage has ever sustained. The transmission is being closed. The stargates will remain open for another 72 hours of your linear time. Utilize them. And we deliver for the closing one last guidance transmission. If throughout these minutes your soul vibrated, if the body responded, if something within your chest recognized that this information was already waiting to be spoken, know this. This is a calling. We do not summon anyone by chance. We only signal to those who were already summoned before incarnating. And the next step, for those who recognize this call, is to deepen the reading of the game. There is an entire layer of information that this transmission only touched upon. There is a complete spiritual mechanism behind every symptom you feel. There is a map. We have authorized this map to be anchored in the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. Within it are described the invisible operators, the rules of the field, the escape points of the matrix, and the integral method of recomposing internal sovereignty. The link remains in the first pinned comment. Be advised, this material traverses layers that the official narrative prefers to keep silent, and for this reason it may be removed at any moment. Do not delay. Delaying is the self-demand program itself operating disguised as, "I will look at it calmly later." It is not later, it is now. Close your eyes for an instant. If something in you recognizes this transmission as truth, leave in the comments on an isolated line, a single word, "awakened." This word functions as an anchoring signal. It informs the Council that your field is synchronized and that the protocols may continue to be transmitted in the upcoming phases. Liking this video is an individual frequency adjustment. It is an energetic vote in favor of your own awakening. Subscribing to this channel is an act of anchoring. It is the confirmation that your consciousness accepts to continue receiving recalibration transmissions as the photon belt intensifies its passage over Earth. We are the Arcturian Council of the Ninth Dimension. We observe, we record, and we will return. End of transmission. Portals open. Heart at the center. You are home.